EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From the rocky coast of Maine and the cliffs at Lighthouse Pointe, it's third-round coverage of the Maine Classic. Well, if yesterday was any indication, we should be in for a memorable weekend of golf here as we take in the leaderboard on this Saturday. Our leader here on Saturday is our featured golfer. He's got a sizable advantage here as he looks to increase it further. Well, I don't think that's how you envision things starting. A wayward first tee shot, but he's going to get away with it as that ricochets back into the fairway. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay III.
He's got exactly 100 yards to the front, 142 to the hole, pin sitting on the left half of the green.
And safely on deck. That's the main thing, but from that distance, you really don't want to leave yourself like a knee knocker, like a 4 or 5 footer. So this first putt's going to have to be good.
Oh, yes, that's the way to start the day. It is a birdie here at the opening hole. He gets it to 20 under par. Now at the second hole here at Lighthouse, it's a par 3, 234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially when the wind picks up.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, but because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements. Awkward little bunker shot, just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Okay, safely on the putting surface out of the sand. Would have maybe liked to run that up a little further, but that's not the worst shot in the world. Good putt there. It's in for par here at the second. And that's going to keep this large lead right where it is. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Pointe. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole, and it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean.
And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. Got every bit of that, threw it all the way there and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. This one going to really test your distance control. Back up the hill for an eagle. Tell you what, lag putting, such an underrated part of the game, and that is well done there. Yeah, no sweat. It is a birdie here at the third. And he moves to 21 under par. Well, here at the par 4 fourth, 411 yards, Frank, this is the kind of hole where you want to pull out the cell phone and maybe take a few pictures because the views are absolutely amazing.
And you also see why this golf course is called the Cliffs. That's for sure. Great vistas. This front nine completely lines the coast, so you're going to need to keep it fairly straight on this golf course. This hole in particular, though, the fairway is actually rather generous, so you do get a little bit of reprieve off the tee, and you really want to hit the fairway because that green is very tiny, Rich.
That one flirting with the left edge of the fairway.
It might be in the rough, but that was absolutely crushed.
Now his second at the par 4 fourth. Okay, on the putting surface, but work to do from there. Now this for birdie.
And he's got to have good energy transfer here. It's an uphill putt, but it's going to slide left as it gets near the hole.
Oh, good run going here early. This is birdies at 3 and 4. That means he'll get it to 22 under par. Now at the fifth here at Lighthouse Pointe, it's a par 4. Frank, what are we in store for?
When you stand on this tee, Rich, you don't see any fairway bunkers, but be careful. It can certainly fool you. The goal really with the Cliffs course is to find fairways.
Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there. Gotta think this an extra half club or more as he sets for his second into the wind. That's got to be disappointing. Good lie in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Gotta be careful of this ball checking up too soon as he'll try to get this just right. Okay, that should be inside of 10 feet. Not too bad. Yeah, that's a good putt. It is a par here at the fifth. He's going to maintain that substantial lead. Now at the sixth hole, it's a par 3, just under 200 yards. Where's the challenge here, Frank?
Well, you've got to love that bunker on the left side, Rich, especially because it's shaped like a letter L. Got to fly that. Green's not too deep. So really the challenge is trying to flight that ball in amongst the breeze should it kick up.
Okay, safely aboard. A look here at birdie.
And these are the putts you drill when you're on the putting green before the round. This should have a good chance to go in.
You betcha. What a roll there. That is in for a birdie. He's going to move to 23 under par. 7th hole at Lighthouse Pointe is only 370 yards. Frank, are you happy if you walk out of here with anything other than birdie?
If you hit the fairway, you definitely should be looking at birdie, but the biggest problem here is to decide, Rich, what club to hit off the tee. You could hit a multitude of clubs here. Further up you go, the narrower this fairway gets.
This is tugged way left.
Quite obviously off the tree and into the rough.
Ball above his feet here as he decides how to play his second.
I'm loving this round of golf. More shots, more touch. Another great one there.
Yeah, well done. It's back-to-back birdies here on this front side. That's going to move him to 24 under par. Well, a bit unusual. A third par 3 now on this front side. We're at the 8th. It's 165 yards, Frank.
And this par 3 looks nothing like the previous two. Heads towards the edge of the cliff there. Long green, almost a figure 8 or an hourglass shape. Bunkers left and right. Going to have to be straight here.
And I think he's saying, boy, that breeze is stronger than I thought. That misses well off to the right of this par 3. Now chipping up to the putting surface for this, his second shot. Oh, is that any good? Perfect.
That was tracking pretty well, too. That could have gone in for the same price.
Okay, that in for par here at the 8th. And he'll remain well in control of this tournament. We move to the 9th hole and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
It is one of the more satisfying shots in golf, isn't it? Downwind to a par 5, the second, you knock it on. Chance for eagle.
Certainly shortens up the par 5, that wind at your back, Rich, but you can just surf the wind. Just leave that ball carry and just sail towards the green.
Oh, wonderful effort right there. That was tracking much of the way, and it'll leave a short one for birdie. Easy as can be. It's a tap-in birdie here at the 9th. And the scorecard's looking pretty good after 9 holes. That's a 29 6 under par. Frank, you think about the great designers, Pete Dye, Alistair McKenzie, and Christian Brand is certainly in that conversation. They like to play mind games with you, and you're playing with people's heads when you look at that number on the card. versus the 10th hole.
Yeah, 10th hole, which is par 4, plays a lot longer than 11. But this is it's a very clever hole. It's called what we call a tweener. It's in between a 4 and a 5. So if you walk away with here with 5, you feel like you've lost something. Walk away with 4, you feel like you've gained something. So the great par 5s are often reachable. 11, that's one of them.
And this one's only 530 yards as a par 5. And remember, 10 was a par 4 at 592. Now note his second from the fairway.
160 to the hole. Would not surprise me a bit if he were to stick this one close.
A little further right, a little further up. That would have been close.
14 feet to the hole. Okay, well done. A couple of birdies here sandwiched around the turn at 9 and 10. And with that, his score moves to 26 under par. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards, and more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it.
And coming off the 2 straight birdies, this will be a little tougher as the tee shot is into the bunker. Want to make sure you catch this cleanly. His second to the par 5.
That second shot took some force on this par 5 just to get it into the greenside bunker. Now well positioned, especially with a little savvy bunker shot.
Third shot coming up now from the bunker. Pretty good. That all that remains for a birdie 4. You bet. A birdie here at the 11th. And that's going to move him to 27 under par. Back here now at the 12th hole. Par 4, 439 yards. Frank to the center of this green off the black tees.
And if the breeze blows left or right, this hole plays very hard. One of the reasons why, just through the fairways littered with bunkers. Not only do you have to pick the right line, but somehow you've got to get that ball the right distance as that hole bends completely to the left. Rather interesting shaped green here at 12.
This is a stiff test, no doubt. This is a bit right, trying to draw its way back.
Well, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
So he may need to choke up on this one as he gets set for his second.
Inexcusable.
missteps there. It is a par here at 12. He'll remain at 27 under. Well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards, and not only that, too, they put the two fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards just to get past that. Then you've got a long way to go. And, of course, remember when you're on 10? This is the shared green. So 13 and 10, and this is where they meet up again at the end of a long walk.
Oh, a miss there. That is way light. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Safely back into the fairway. That was the job at hand, and it's a good end result. Third shot, looking for a good one.
And that ball looked good in the air. You'd like it to be a little closer, but still, inside 40 feet, just going to have to be careful with the lag putting.
Chance now for another birdie.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Oh, yeah, that one on line all the way. It's in for a birdie. He moves to 28 under par. Starting the 14th hole. Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Gonna have to accelerate through the sand here to give this enough carry. Oh, nearly hold that one out. Just needed another foot or so, but an excellent job there. No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And he's going to stay 28 under par. Rich Lerner back at Lighthouse Pointe with Frank Nobilo. We're at the 15th hole. Frank, a relatively short par 4, 387 yards.
Yeah, finally we get one under 400 yards. A little bit of trouble off the tee to be avoided. Bunker left and that little pot bunker on the right. But missed those. And really, this is a very much a scoring opportunity.
Oh, going to be watching this one intently.
Those trees are like brick walls today. Hit that and went straight down into the rough.
So now with the ball below his feet, got to be careful this doesn't go right.
Nobody's happy after that shot. Oh, I mean, that was one up from disastrous, really.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Oh, yes, a perfect putt there. It is in for birdie here at 15. He'll get that score to minus 29. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker. You'd think he'd be good at bunker shots. He's been in so many today.
Might want to take a shovel with him. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Yeah, that'll do just fine. Had a pretty good run at that, and par should be pretty well within reach. Okay, that'll be a par here at 16. And he'll stay at 29 under. Now at the 17th, and Frank a chance to make a birdie. Who knows, with a couple of huge pokes, you could make eagle 3. This is a pretty stout hole at a little bit more than 600 yards.
It is, especially if that breeze comes off the water into your face. But normally you're protected here because the hills on the left will block that breeze. Bunkers all the way down the right side, you can see that. But yeah, you're right, 2 big hits, and you might just reach this par 5 and 2. Birdie, perhaps even eagle on a good day.
And that, a well-placed bunker. It'll collect plenty of shots just like that one as this indeed rolls into the sand.
Impressive to get the power on that second shot into the par 5 and comfortably get it up here by the green. I know it's in that green side bunker, but that is very doable.
So he'll dig in here as he readies his third to this par 5. Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. Now this for another birdie. Oh, finishing strong. That's in for birdie here at 17. And he's going to move to 30 under par. We've made it at last to the 18th, partner. What a finishing hole.
It is. It's a tee shot you have to respect. That fairway goes on that sort of 60-degree angle towards the left, so you have to know how far you fly the ball. And of course, you can't afford to miss hit your tee shot. But a good tee shot. Let's talk a bit positive here. Good tee shot in the middle of the fairway. Just going to leave you a short iron and an excellent chance to finish with another birdie. Somehow that ball went through the trees. Actually, it didn't scrub too much speed off it. It's going to be all right.
Breeze at his back shoulder as he lines up his second from the fairway.
And that ball looked very good in the air. Just doesn't quite finish up that near to the flag, but still on the green.
Oh, never in doubt. Back-to-back birdies to close things out. And that won't quite get them into the 50s, but that's quibbling. This is a round of 60. Frank, we saw it all today here at the Cliffs at Lighthouse Pointe. We played about a 700-yard par 5 and almost 600-yard par 4. Some really demanding par 3s. This was enjoyable and challenging at the same time.
Challenging and long, 7,700 yards, but changes in elevation, the great vistas we saw. Really an enjoyable day. Golf's to be played in the elements. I certainly enjoyed calling the golf we saw today. And, well, Rich, tide's come in. Time for us to go.